Well, we have to get back to results discussion, and we had the 8K miles numbers that came in earlier in the morning. The management is with us. Suresh Venkatachari, Chairman and CEO of 8K miles, is joining us. Good morning, Suresh. Thank you very much for joining us. No, you can't argue with numbers like this when there is a 100% jump in revenues quarter after quarter after quarter. But let me play the devil's advocate. You were growing at probably 140% 4 quarters ago. Now you're growing at 100% in terms of revenues. You were growing at 25% profit growth 4 quarters ago. Now you're growing at 10%. What is the new normal for the next 3 quarters?
Actually, see, the base of our revenue is increasing, Usha. That's the reason actually you see a small differentiation happening in the revenue side. We have done pretty well decently on this year with the 272 crores, actually compared to 125 in the last year. And also this quarter, we have added quite a bit of new employees, close to about 32 employees in the United States. So that is the reason in tripping off a little bit of a profit margin actually. However, we are accelerating our growth, and we see in the next 2 to 3 years, the cloud transformation is going to be a major thing in all the regulated industries and also even in the non-core industries. So we are actually making ourselves ready for that growth because it's very crucial that we get into more number of enterprises very quickly so that we can leverage a complete footprint. This is actually a year where we started growing multiple $1 million customers actually, and also getting a deep penetration in the regulated industry.
So what should be the earnings growth expectation? Should it be 25%, 30%?
We would like to do the growth, but we don't give any forecast currently, any guidance, Usha, actually. But all the efforts are going in the right direction to increase the growth. And where we see the market is still pretty much untapped. If you see, even though the cloud, everybody started now adapting, still pretty much about more than 90-95% of the customers are not fully into the cloud. They were actually using the cloud only for, say, analytic purpose or non-critical workloads. If you see the major workloads like applications, major ERPs migrating into the cloud, so the managed services business will grow. And also the main core businesses also can able to move across a private and public cloud. So those shift happens, the revenue can accelerate actually. At the moment, we could able to grow pretty much in a similar lines, and we are doing our building our solutions and offering a more service model where that could increase our profitability over a period of a time.
Spoke about the higher employee costs that have hit your margins this time. Was there any kind of one-offs, any bonus that you announced in this cost? And what would the average employee cost run rate be, say, over the next couple of quarters? Will it be as high as this time?
No, see, this quarter we didn't give an extra bonus. That's not the reason for the cost. It's actually we added 32 new employees in the United States, US. So those costs get added actually because these people will be productive only in the next or the following quarters fully. So that's the reason actually. So our average cost of the employee is pretty much standard, and our average increase probably would happen between a 7 to 10% is a normal course. And also how we are handling the cost increase against the profitability is actually getting more into our managed services and our access governance as a service and using our platform. Those are actually high profitable. But if you talk about architecting a system for a customer or a consulting, that actually is a very margin is always based on the people. So that is where the pressure comes. But it is an entry point to a customer where you go and provide a cloud architecture services or a cloud transformation advisory services. The moment people started using the cloud, where you automate most of the platform, and that has been monitored through our managed services platform and our cloud EasyRx. So that will improve our profitability.
Okay, well, just a final question. You know, the market's obviously somewhat disappointed that it has not got its 20% growth. The stock is down about 3%. So whatever you can guide, I mean, will you be able to do 300 crores this year? You did 272 crores last year. Give us a directional guidance. And more importantly, margins, since you say you've added people, your margins have improved year on year. Is there more scope for improvement? Does it get to 35%?
Yes, absolutely. See, if you see, as I told you, the managed services and the SaaS model, platform model, gives us a much higher margin actually. Actually, the gross margin will go probably about 45 to 55% actually. So that will yield us a more profitability in the down the road actually. If you see on the year-on-year, we have performed pretty well actually in terms of even profitability on the whole. Overall, we got about close to 43 crores after minority interest actually compared to previous year, and we doubled our revenue. So I think we could able to grow more profitability in the next coming years actually using our automated platforms.
All right, we will let you go on that note. Thanks for joining us. So that's 8K Miles Software. They have been speaking about a slowdown in their margins because of higher employee costs that they have seen this time around. But let's talk about the macro.